MMA boxing talk here. I want to talk about Joanna Jedrzejczyk. Huge title fight at MSG. Polish versus Polish. Joanna Jedrzejczyk versus Karolina Kowalkiewicz. This is going to be a great fight. Kowalkiewicz really separated herself from the pack. She is the #1 contender, beating Rose Namajunas. In my opinion, and many others solidified that. Huge fight. Joanna Jedrzejczyk. The hardcore fans who watch, almost all the cards, they love Joanna Jedrzejczyk. People like Joanna, but mainstream wise, she doesn't have a whole lot of mainstream fans, to be honest. And this could be your opportunity to grab some of those mainstream fans, because they'll be tuning in. It's UFC 205 MSG. Conor McGregor's headlining. People will be watching this. So, Joanna Jedrzejczyk and Karolina Kowalkiewicz are going to want to steal some, or just gain some casual fans. But anyway, I want to get into this. Couple interesting things I want to talk about this fight. Okay, real quick, both Karolina and Joanna made their MMA professional debut in May of 2012. So they both turned pro at the same time, which is kind of interesting. Now I want to play a small clip of Dana White talking on a podcast. I'm not sure what podcast it is, but he's talking about the story about the history of Joanna and Karolina. Very interesting. I'm going to play this clip. Here it is.
Versus Wonder Boy. Then we have Joanna Jedrzejczyk versus Karolina. Let me tell you the story about these two, okay? Joanna Jedrzejczyk, so Karolina is from Poland too. They're both from Poland. And Joanna Jedrzejczyk says to me there's an event out in Poland that this girl was the champion of, right? So everybody in Poland thinks that she's like the best 115-pound fighter in the world. She says, this bitch, verbatim what she says, I want you to get this bitch in the UFC. And I think she's going to do well. And we're going to fight. And I'm going to prove to everybody in Poland who the baddest 115-pounder in the world is. So we signed Karolina. She comes in. She works her way up.
Yeah, she's 10-0, right?
She just beat Rose Namajunas. And now she's going to fight here in New York against the gangster Joanna Jedrzejczyk, man.
Yeah, she's
Just wanted to play that clip. So, very interesting stuff. Of course, as fans, we didn't know this, but that's very interesting. So, Joanna asked Dana White to get Karolina into the UFC. Before she was a UFC fighter, Joanna wanted UFC to go grab her because everyone in Poland thinks that she's the best. Because she had the belt, the title over there in another organization over in Poland. Hilarious. And you know what? This story Dana White just said isn't really that long ago, I don't think, because Karolina's last fight, like before she got into the UFC, was in February of 2015. So, and Karolina made her UFC debut December 2015. So, very interesting, the fact that Joanna really wants to prove herself, and at the same time, she's in a type of division where she's looking for opponents to fight, because she's been defending her title. She beat Claudia Gadelha. Claudia Gadelha is, was number one. I think she still is. Claudia Gadelha is #1 after Joanna. You know what I mean? I'd like to see Claudia versus Karolina after this, but hey, Karolina could be the champion after this fight. Who knows? I'm not saying that. I think Joanna's going to take this fight, but I think it'll be a good scrappy fight. A lot on the line for these two girls, these two women. The pride of Poland. Poland's going to be there. We heard them at the press conference yesterday. Joanna got a huge ovation. And New York's very close to Poland. Poland has a massive population in New York. So I mean, this is going to be a huge event. And to think they're not even the main or co-main event. They'll be the third last fight of the night. 3 title fights. What a phenomenal card. But I had to put out a little video talking about this. I thought that was hilarious when Dana White, gave some background information about that. Get Joanna, get this bitch in the UFC, so I can prove to everyone in Poland that I'm the baddest 115er in the world. You gotta love that, She's a champion. She's trying to defend her title for the 4th time. Just to put things into perspective, I believe Ronda Rousey defended her title 6 times. So, if Joanna wins this fight in less than 2 months, it'll be her 4th title defense. She's closing in on the record, you know what I mean, in women's history. So it's interesting. I hope she grabs the attention of the casual fans at this fight. She deserves it. She's very, very exciting. She's one of the best technical strikers in the UFC. She's one of my favorite fighters to watch. So I really hope that everyone else, realizes her greatness after this fight. But let me know what you guys think. That's it for this one. If you like the video, subscribe. Check me out on Twitter at MMA Boxing Talk 1. Peace.